Hi everyone, I'm Rashika Ramola. I'm a PhD candidate at Northeastern University, Boston. Today I'm going to present our work on estimating classification accuracy in positive unlabeled learning, characterization, and correction strategies. Here we have three situations: supervised, unsupervised, and one form of semi supervised learning in which all labeled data is positive. We will use blue for the distribution of positives and red for negatives. If we see a solid curve, this means that we have a sample from that distribution, and if it's dashed, then we don't. A special case of semi supervised setting arises when the examples of only one class are labeled. It includes open world domains such as molecular biology, where positive evidence is generally conclusive. However, the absence of evidence cannot be interpreted as the evidence of absence. The development of classification models in this setting is often referred to as positive unlabeled learning. The learning from positive and negative data is traditional learning, and the learning from positive and unlabeled data, that is, when the unlabeled data is treated as negative, is called non traditional learning. If we train a non traditional model, the estimated accuracy is also non traditional. Therefore, we need to correct for it. This is our objective for this work, and we will present theory and results of our corrections. Here is an example to demonstrate inaccurate accuracy estimation in positive unlabeled setting. Figure A shows the scores of a predictor trained by treating the unlabeled samples as negatives to distinguish between labeled positive and unlabeled examples. The second point of this dataset is unlabeled, but actually it is a positive. The area under the curve in positive unlabeled setting is much less than the area when the second point is treated as a positive. We can correct all estimates from positive unlabeled setting to their true values if we know the ratio of positives and negatives in labeled and unlabeled data. Here again, blue curve is a distribution from positives of which we have a sample, and red curve is a distribution of negatives from which we also have a sample. We give here probabilistic definitions of true positive rate, false positive rate, and precision as expectations. They can be estimated by counting correctly and incorrectly classified examples from both classes on a test set. The estimation of true positive rate and false positive rate becomes slightly more complicated when the labeled and unlabeled distributions themselves are mixtures of positive and negative distributions, as shown in this picture here. If the proportion of positives in unlabeled and labeled data are known, then it can be leveraged to write these mixture equations. We can then leverage the mixture equation to accurately write the true positive rate and false positive rate of positive unlabeled setting in terms of the true positive rate and false positive rate of traditional setting, where actual labels are known. These equations shall further help us in recovering accuracy measures. By simple algebraic manipulations, we can express these accuracy measures in terms of true positive rate, false positive rate, pi, and theta as shown in this table. These manipulations help us to correct these formulas by leveraging our recovery methods. The theorem 2.1 of our paper provides a relationship between non-traditional balanced accuracy and NCC and their respective traditional counterparts. The implication of these theorems is that Matthews correlation coefficient and balanced accuracy provide certain important guarantees to the practitioner even when applied in the positive unlabeled setting. For example, the optimal decision threshold for maximizing the performance does not change when the evaluation is shifted from the non-traditional to the traditional setting. Furthermore, the performance in the traditional setting is always better than the non-traditional estimate. This case study shows the behavior of accuracy measures as a function of decision threshold tau. A positive unlabeled dataset was generated by drawing points from two well-separated distributions of positives and negatives with alpha of 1 by 4 and beta value 3 by 4. The blue curve shows values of respective measures in traditional scenario, and the red curves shows them in non-traditional scenario. For balanced accuracy and Matthews correlation coefficient, the two types of accuracy measurements achieve their maximas at the same threshold, whereas this is not true for accuracy and F measure. This case study demonstrates the guarantees that our theorem provides for MCC and balanced accuracy. A bagged neural network was trained for each non-traditional dataset. This experiment was repeated 50 times for different random selections of labeled and unlabeled datasets, each of which was considered for 4 different values of beta. The red box plots summarize non-traditional performance without any correction. The green box plot shows the traditional performance retrieved by using actual values of class priors, and the blue box shows the traditional performance retrieved by using the values of class priors recovered by using the algorithm AlphaMax. The errors generally deteriorate with increasing the level of noise. The corrected estimates attained much smaller error. To conclude, this work shows that balanced accuracy and Matthews correlation coefficient provide important guarantees to the practitioner even in the positive unlabeled setting. The traditional performance estimates can be recovered with knowledge of class priors in the unlabeled data and the proportion of positives in the labeled data. Class prior estimation can be done accurately by using AlphaMax. Thank you for listening to this presentation. I would like to especially thank Shantanu Jan for his contribution to this work in problem formulation and estimation of class priors. I would also like to thank my advisor, Professor Predrag Radivayak, for his leadership and advice.